right, we're in VR and we're at Madison Dane County Airport on runway 21. We're gonna take off here and do a left pattern. We're gonna put one notch of flaps on and do full throttle because I'm already in the middle of the runway. I'm gonna treat this as a short field takeoff. Got full throttle. Wind's coming out of 2-0, so we're pretty much going right into the wind. There's 65 rotation speed. Got 75 knots of airspeed for max climb, VX, or VY. And Capitol building sticking out in the background. We're running parallel to the taxiway over there. I think that's hotel. So keeping a pretty straight ground track. That's good. Now we're at 500 feet above ground level, AGL. So we're going to make a standard left turn. And coming out right here, seeing the soccer fields over there. At about 23, 24, 22 on the heading indicator. Oh, we're reached altitude, so we're leveling off. Keep the power in to gain some airspeed. No traffic on the left or right. So we're gonna continue this left turn to downwind. I'll bring my throttle down a little. We're getting a little high. Pitch down a little for airspeed. Looks like we're parallel to the runway now. We're doing our downwind. We're heading towards that hospital. Trim it a little. Yeah, not too much. We're a beam of the bars, so we're bringing the throttle down to 1700 and putting in, oh, we already had some flaps, so we'll just keep those flaps in. And I forgot to take my flaps out after my short field takeoff. Now the runway entrance is getting in about the 45-degree angle spot. When I'm over this hospital, I should be pretty much at the 45-degree angle on my runway entrance. So there we are. There's the hospital. I'm turning the left turn to base for 2-1. Overshoot the 2-1 mark a little for wind correction. So we're heading to about 2-0. Winds are about 6 knots right now. Out of 2-0, 2-0. Put in our 20 degrees of flaps. Like we got 4 white on the PAPI indicator, so we're a little high, probably because I'm going to turn a little too soon. We're a little too close. So I'm going to kick the power. Oh, we just dropped down to 3, so I'll keep the power where we're at. Make my left turn to final. Nice easy turn. Back up to 4, so I'm going to pitch down a little. Okay, pull the power back. Down to 2, pull up to get my airspeed down, full 45-degree flaps. 70 airspeed. We got one happy now. We're heading towards those numbers. Cut the power. Then I'm gonna flare right there. Hold it right above the runway. Keep it centered. Well, I mean, that was a little hard. Let's do it again. Clean up the plane. There's my rotation airspeed. Keeping it under 80 knots. Ground track to the Capitol. Parallel to the taxiway hotel. Five hundred feet AGL left crosswind. Alright, we're getting close. I see the soccer fields at about 22 on the heading indicator. So that corrects for airspeed. I've reached 2,000, so I'm pitching down for airspeed, throttling down to cruise speed. No traffic on the right, no traffic on the left. Turning left to downwind. Alright, I'm heading to the hospital. Parallel to runway 21. Beam of the runway, so I'm throttling down to 17. Putting in my 10 degrees of flaps. Starting at 500 feet per minute descent. Maybe I'll turn when I'm over the lake next instead of over this hospital building. For the left turn to base. Keeping the descent coming. Looks like I'm getting a little slow, so I'm going to increase the power a little. Overshot the 21 heading a little for wind correction. Flaps up to 20 degrees. Looks like I got 3 white, 1 red, and on the pappies, so that's good. I'm in the proper glide slope. 2 and 2, perfect glide slope. Left to final. Lined up with the runway. Straighten out, full flaps. Keep the descent going at 500. 70 airspeed, it's good. Aiming at the numbers. Bringing the throttle to idle. Rolling out of the descent into the flare. Hovering right above the runway. Right above that runway. Keeping it straight with my feet. That was a pretty smooth landing. I'll do it one more time. I'll try to do it just like that. Centered. Oh, that's my takeoff speed. My ground track parallel to taxiway hotel. All right, 500 feet AGL, left to crosswind. There's the soccer fields. I'm at 22 heading. That's good, correcting for airspeed, or the wind correction. No traffic on the right or the left. Getting close to pattern altitude. Turning left to downwind. Well, that's my pattern. Well, it looks like I'm pretty straight, mostly with my crosswinds. But that one was a little weird. Then looks like I'm overcorrecting for the wind on my bases a little. Looks like I went out a little ways over there. So my first looks like my first one was on this route. Zoom in on these. Looks like I had 0.94 Gs at 323 feet per minute. 1 G at minus 200 feet per minute. 0.78 G at 378 feet per minute. 0.9 Gs at 307 feet per minute. And that one was a little harder, 1.15 Gs at negative 419 feet per minute. So that's my landings were smoothish. So alright, so it looks like my first lap I made that turn there, and there's my downwind. There, looks like I overcorrected a little. And there goes final approach. Then looks like I overcorrected for the wind factor there, and I went out a little too far. Then, third lap, I got Looks like I turned a little too early. Flying towards the hospital, there's a little obtuse of an angle. I'm going out a little to the right of my ground track. That one looks a little straighter. All right, last lap, full stop. This was that was a really short crosswind. Really obtuse downwind. Kind of a longer base. And I guess my bases are all pretty parallel and my crosswinds are all kind of parallel. So there's my last landing. You know, they just kind of isn't cheating in too much for the base wind correction. There it goes. There's my thing. My stats. Looks like my landing G-force was about a 0.94 with an average landing rate of 322 feet per minute descent. I guess this is where I started recording. I had to pull up the recording system, so we only really saw the video on these three. I did these before the video. So thanks for joining me. This is my aviation pattern practice session. And yeah, thanks, and we'll see you next time.